Both of us, we've baked bread twice now together, just to kind of try to learn from each other. But you'll find that pretty much any baker that you talk to, everybody cooks bread a little bit differently.
Entonces, pero puede hablar con cualquier panadero y cada quien hace diferente. Nosotros hemos compartido algunas cosas cuando hemos cocinado juntos.
So now, once I understood a little bit about what he's talking about, how difficult it is to find 100% whole wheat bread, and most of the bread that you find in the store, I don't know about you, but it's not very good. I don't really like it.
Ahorita que está tan difícil encontrar 100% pan de trigo y además a ella no le gusta el de las tiendas.
So what I did was I did a little research and I've come across some information.
Entonces hice algunas investigaciones y llegué con algunas conclusiones.
On how to grind your own flour.
Cómo moler su propia harina.
So this is exciting because
Es excitante.
because you can actually bypass everything he was just telling you by just buying your own wheat berries and grinding them yourself.
Entonces me encanta porque pueden pasar todo eso que él dijo y comprar sus propios granitos de trigo y ustedes mismos molerlo.
Because even when you buy 100%, because even when you're going to make your own bread, even when you buy the wheat in the store, they're not just taking those berries and grinding them up and putting them in the bag. They're constantly taking and pulling from other places, and they'll have to get higher gluten in the flour for specific types of flours. They take some things out, they add some things in, and so you really don't honestly know what you're getting.
Porque si compran la harina, esa harina ya se paseó mucho de aquí para allá y algunas harinas les quitan gluten, les ponen gluten, ya están muy comercializadas. Entonces lo mejor es comprar el grano y molerlo.
And not only that, but when it sits, anytime you take anything, like if you take an apple, for example, and you cut it and you let it sit for about 15 minutes, what happens to it? Turns brown. It's called oxidation, okay? Anytime that you take something that God has made in its original form, such as a wheat berry, or certain things oxidize faster, but as soon as the air hits it, I'm sorry.
¿Qué pasa cuando cortan una manzana? Se oxida. Es lo mismo que pasa con el trigo. Está sentado mucho rato ya abierto, se oxida.
So anytime the air hits whatever it is and that protective coating is destroyed,
entonces cuando todo lo que el aire toca lo oxida, la capa protectora se destruye.
It's going to begin the process of turning rancid.
Entonces empieza a hacer rancio.
And what happens is you begin losing vitamins and minerals.
¿Qué pasa si pierden vitaminas y minerales?
And also, I should have brought flour so they could actually taste it, but we did a taste test between flour you buy in the store and freshly ground flour.
Hicieron una prueba entre la harina que compran de la tienda y la bien fresca que acaban de hacer.
The flour you buy in the store is actually very bitter.
Y la que compran en la tienda sabe amarga.
Because the bran actually goes rancid and the oil and the things in the bread, and it turns it bitter, and that's what gives you the bad taste.
Y porque los aceites se empiezan a oxidar y se hacen rancios y le da un poco de mal sabor.
But when you grind your own, right before you bake bread, that bitter taste is not there, and the flour is very sweet. It's very, it's actually good.
Y cuando ustedes lo muelen, entonces no está rancio y está más dulce, mejor.
And not only that, but you can bypass a lot of the steps of soaking the bran and the flour. You can bypass all of those steps when you grind your own flour. So that's what I've learned to do.
Lo que yo aprendí es que no necesitas hacer eso de remojar el trigo, sino inmediatamente molerlo.
Okay, so if that makes sense, so the point is that it's a little bit of an investment to buy your own mill, but when you have your own, you can grind any kind of grain. You can grind your own beans and things and actually add that to bread. You can grind anything, corn to make your own cornbread. So I've been experimenting and everything tastes much better. Really good.
Es una inversión que pueden hacer, pero cuando compran la cosa para la máquina para moler, pueden moler todo, el maíz, los frijoles, todo, y luego mezclarlo con el pan y hacen experimentos que saben rico. Ella lo ha hecho y le sabe muy bien.
What is the price?
¿Cuál es el precio?
They're $239.
$239.
So it's really not that bad, honestly.
No está tan mal.
You'll have that for 30 years.
Y le dura como 30 años.
We'll give that information at the end.
Les vamos a dar esa información, no de comprarla al final. No se
We'll give that kind of
preocupen.
information later. But what I've experimented with up to this point
Lo que he experimentado hasta este punto
is 3 types of berries.
tres clases de granitos.
You have red hard wheat, white hard wheat, and kamut.
El rojo, el blanco y el camut.
These are 3 types of base flours that you can use just like regular whole wheat, and you can experiment with different ones. Another one is called spelt.
Hay otro que se llama spelt y son diferentes tipos para experimentar.
These will all work just like regular whole wheat flour, and you can actually use 4 different kinds.
Son completos, van a ser una harina completa y también pueden mezclarlo todo, los 4.
And they each have a different flavor, different taste, everything.
Y cada uno tiene un diferente sabor.
Okay, so today what we're going to be making bread with is the white wheat berries.
Ahorita lo vamos a hacer con el blanco, con los granitos blancos de trigo.
And over here, what we're going to taste test, this one here is actually made out of red whole wheat, and these 2 are made out of white whole wheat.
Este de aquí es del rojo, del trigo rojo, y los demás son del blanco.
Okay.
Los vamos a
So
probar.
we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to start putting my berries in there. I don't know if we can talk. I guess you can talk really loud.
I can talk.
It sounds like a vacuum cleaner, but you'll get a chance to see what it
Me
sounds
parece
like.
el ruido de una aspiradora,
But
pero
just so you
es
know,
hablar
when I set my kitchen up, what I did was there's a few things that are important. Just for a second, I buy my berries in a bucket like this. I actually I bought them online first, so that way I can get all the supplies that I need, and then you can buy them more locally. So anyway, I buy them by about 45 pounds, and then you can buy this cool little lid. It's called a gamma seal lid, which just turns off just like that, so it keeps your bugs out. Okay, that's very important when you're storing grain. But this is the coolest thing, because if otherwise you have a lid that you have to pry off, and prying that thing off, I put my bag, even just prying the lid off this one. So anyway, so it's really good to get your bucket set up with a lid like this. And I'm going to tell you how to get all this stuff.
Se puede comprar esa contenedor en el internet y eso evita que se llenen de parásitos, de bichos la harina. Y aparte el gorgojo y le protege la espalda porque no está difícil de abrir.
Let me say quick, easy, so you can get your berries out, and then you just put them right in your mixer.
Entonces lo saca de ahí y lo pone ahí donde lo va a moler.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm just gonna, so all you do is you pretty much, what? I put about, we're going to make 3 loaves of bread today, so I'm going to put about 3 of these in there. I don't really ever measure it.
Don't you need to heat up?
No, not yet. Oh, no. We're not there yet. So anyway, you can go ahead. So anyway, I'm just going to put them in, and you're going to hear a sound, and then we'll show you what comes out.
Okay, how much it was for 3 loaves of bread?
That's not really that important, honestly. You don't have to really write that down. Once you get to the point where you get this, I'm actually going to recommend a really good book, too, for people that really are serious about making your own bread. That's going to give you a lot more detail, okay? And it's only like $15. You can get it on Amazon, and it gives you a lot more information. Does that make sense?
Ella nada más va a moler.
The idea is you just want to dump in.
Si tienen cantidades exactas, ella les puede recomendar un libro que se compra por Amazon que cuesta $15. Él va a explicar lo demás.
Okay, so right now we're just showing you the process, and then I'm going to show you how to find a little bit more resources and how to actually begin the process of doing this. Because once you get your kitchen set up this way and you begin making your own bread, you're going to be able to pump out some really good bread that's super nutritious, make all kinds of things. Like we're going to show you how to make pizza today and all that kind of stuff. But the point is that you just want to put in enough to make about I think 10 to 12 cups of flour.
Van a ser como 10 a 12 tazas de harina y ella nada más va a hacer esto para que ustedes vean si realmente van a querer hacerlo en casa, porque después de que empiezan a hacerlo se van a emocionar porque hoy van a hacer también pan para la pizza.
And just so you know, this is probably the best on the market for a home meal. There are cheaper ones, but I just find that they're too involved and there's too much process with them. This one's self-cleans, it's very easy to work with, so that's why I chose it. Because it really does, it just does everything for you. The flour is all contained, it comes out in a little bucket, and voila, you're good. And it only takes 5 minutes. It's the fastest mill on the market. So, yeah, it's really nice.
Para ella, esta es la mejor máquina de moler porque se limpia sola y es muy práctica de usar. Hay otras, pero dice que son muy complicadas.
Okay, so he's going to talk really loud, and I'm going to turn this on, and it'll be done in about 5 minutes.
Se lo va a aprender y va a hacer como en 5 minutos.
Talk over that?
Sarah, how about vitamins?
Huh?
The vitamins.
They claim to be able to do that, but I've never really used it.
I guess I should have started off by asking why would we want to make our own bread?
Experiment and see. I just never used it.
You can make it more nutritious.
Porque es más nutritivo,
You can make it fresh.
porque está fresco.
And a loaf of bread at home will cost you less than $1, about 50 cents.
Y si lo hacen en la casa, les va a costar menos de $1.
Just for
La
that?
barra, como 50 centavos. Aparte no tiene
Okay, and I brought
los
this one so they can
químicos conservadores.
Again, I wanted you guys to see this. Any bread that's even equivalent to what we're going to be making today,
Cualquier pan que es equivalente a lo que vamos a hacer hoy,
you can find this at a place called Breadsmith in town. It's the only place you can find good bread.
y lo pueden encontrar en la tienda que se llama Bread Smith, que está ahí por Barrio Fenómeno.
And for your basic 100% whole wheat loaf, it's $4.60.
And if you want 100% una barra de pan 100% trigo, les va a costar casi $5.
$4.60 just for one basic loaf of bread.
Nada más ¿y cuánto creen que cuesta por hacer uno en casa? Nomás uno.
Okay, so, and if you add any variation to that, like for example this loaf right here is cinnamon walnut raisin bread.
Y pueden hacer cualquier variación. Por ejemplo, aquí van a ver que tiene pasas y canela.
And that one goes up to about $6.
Y si lo piden así allá en la tienda, con variación les va a costar $6.
So it's very economical. It's a little investment in the beginning, but once you get the process down and you start making your own bread, you'll be making your bread for 20, 30 years, and you'll be saving yourself not only a ton of money, but you know exactly what's going in your bread. You can control it, and you can make all kinds of
You can make lots of dough.
nice fun.
Es una inversión que hacen al principio, pero una vez que ya tienen su máquina les va a durar como 30 años. Pueden hacer mucha harina y congelarla y variaciones de harina.
So what's the next largest amount of ingredients that we have in a loaf of bread?
¿Cuál es el ingrediente principal que tenemos, la mayor cantidad en una barra de pan?
We already said flour.
Harina,
Where'd he go?
Water.
agua.
Is water important?
¿Es importante el agua?
Makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, when you squeeze, it all goes everywhere.
Es fácil para comer, tiene agua, si no,
So water is very important.
el agua es muy importante.
Water needs to be hard,
Tiene que ser agua dura.
or about 250 parts per million of trace elements and minerals.
Copied the wrong one.
Tiene
It's
que
right.
tener 250 millones de partes
Trace elements and minerals.
de elementos trazas.
Usually you get this from groundwater or spring water.
No es lo mismo que la del marca o el agua del lago. De la llave.
I notice in South Texas a lot of the water is hard.
Nosotros en el sur de Texas tenemos el agua dura.
My shower nozzle, it gets all white over time.
La regadera se pone toda blanca.
If I wash the car and I don't dry it off, I get all these spots on it.
Y lavan el